So you snuck around behind my back out of concern for my feelings. That's pretty pathetic, Kelly.
You were the one who said you were tired of going out with someone who was brooding all the time. You don't even know what went on last night.
I think I know you and Dylan well enough to know that you did not go back to his house to study Spanish.
If you grew up in the 90s, you were either Team Kelly or Team Brenda on Beverly Hills 90210, caught in the love triangle with Dylan McKay. Now, Jennie Garth is looking back at the iconic series, her relationships with the late Shannon, Doherty, and Luke Perry in her new memoir, I Choose Me. This is the book here, and Jennie joins me now. Jennie Garth, welcome to the Morning Show in Canada. Well, it is so exciting to have you with us and to talk about this new book of yours. And as you say in the book, to move forward, we got to go back. So let's go back to those early days when we all were watching 90210, but you were living it. What was that time like? Because in your book, you actually compare it to what the Beatles would have felt.
My gosh, it was such a whirlwind of unknown, uncertainty, of trying to figure out how to survive in that experience, and there was no rule book for it. Nobody was like, guiding us or telling us, what we were going to be experiencing. It was just like the wild, wild west. So it was kind of like a sink or swim situation. And I think while it was very difficult and I had a lot of challenges because of it, I think it made me a super strong person.
All right. Well, let's talk about the title of your book, I Choose Me. We all know from where this line comes when Kelly is faced with choosing between Dylan and Brandon, and she chooses herself and says that line. How pivotal were those words for you then? And kudos to the writers at that time for scripting that.
I think at that time, as an actress, I thought it was really cool, but I didn't really understand it or expand it, into like a life motto. It was just kind of in that moment. But then, being able to meet a lot of like women who were like you watching it on that day and that moment when she said that, that was the first time that they had ever heard, oh, you have like a choice. You don't have to choose between guys. You can actually choose yourself and you're going to be great on your own.
Now, you actually did choose one of them in real life because you talk in the book about the feelings you actually had for Luke Perry. What did he mean to you?
He had the ability to make you feel like you were the only person in the room when he was talking to you. And I, as a young, impressionable woman, girl, whatever, I thought, oh, that must be exclusive to me, like this feeling that I'm getting. So I kind of like got blurry between the characters and the real life feelings. And I cannot blame my younger self for feeling that way or being confused in that way at all, because I think a lot of people probably did, like he had this special light, and when he's like shined it on you, you really felt it inside. And just I think that connection we grew into just such a really beautiful friendship as we got older together.
Jennie, what about you and Shannon? How would you describe your relationship with her then compared to what it was like years later?
I would say we were both young. We were figuring it out, and just didn't really have the tools yet. I personally didn't really have the tools yet to manage a friendship with someone as strong as her, because ultimately she was just as strong as me. And, sometimes strong women encounter one another and they clash their horns a little bit, but they always work it out. And that's kind of how it was for my experience with Shannon. And then as we got older, we were able to have, this different perspective. Like we were young, we didn't know that was that. And I think I cannot speak for her, but I had a very strong respect for her as a strong woman.
And you actually say this book is also a memoir of becoming. So who is Jennie becoming?
I really feel like I'm becoming the person I was meant to be. After so many years of fulfilling other roles, and trying to please all the people all the time. I'm able now to sort of like shine that light and that attention on myself. So I'm becoming a person that's much more intentional about the choices she makes, much more thoughtful, and less reactive. Like I'm becoming a person that I would want to hang out with, like be friends with.
Couldn't agree with you more. Jennie, thank you so much for the time.
Very welcome. Nice to talk to you.